This is the notice of the regular Commissioners Court of Grimes County, Texas, Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. We are here located in the Annex Building, 114 West Buffington Avenue, Anderson, Texas. At this time, we will call the meeting to order, and we will ask for an invocation from Commissioner Dobianski.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the employees that we have in Grimes County. Please help us bring peace to our nation and healing, and look out for our first responders as well as our military where they are deployed throughout the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you so much, Commissioner Dobianski.
You're welcome.
We are now up to our public comments. While we look forward to hearing from our citizens, we ask that you please limit your comments to 2 minutes. Please, do we have any?
No, ma'am, I did not
Comments
receive any
of
requests
visitors?
for public comments.
Okay, no public comments at this time. Do we have any from the court?
I do have one announcement. St. Mary's Catholic Church is holding their annual bazaar this weekend, barbecue and games. There will be social distancing, and it'll be a safe function, so please come out. You can buy plates to go or eat there, and we do have a live auction.
Did you say what time it started?
We'll start serving at about 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Dobianski. Is there any other comments from the court? If not, we're going to move forward with consent agenda items. Please note, Madam Clerk, that Judge Joe Falth is not present today.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
We have consent agenda items to consider and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills. Number 4, consider and take action to approve payroll. Number 5, approve monthly report submitted by the county treasurer for July 2020 and authorize advertisement of affidavit of the same in accordance with the local government code 114.026. Are there?
No questions. I move to approve consent agenda items 3, 4, and 5.
A second. It has been moved and seconded to approve consent agenda items 3, 4, and 5. Are there any further remarks or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it's passes. We're going to move on to item number 6, Grimes County Building Maintenance Manager Al Peeler, update on ongoing projects, Grimes County Courthouse, Grimes County Jail, Grimes County Justice Center. Mr. Peeler.
Great.
Good morning. Good morning.
So we'll go with the courthouse first, just because there's a little less to talk about.
Okay.
Courthouse, we finished painting elections. We are in the county judge offices this week. Had a project meeting on Monday, and they walked into elections. The engineer didn't like a few surfaces, so they will be redoing that. Then the engineer found a bubble in the paint and ripped half of the paint off the wall and said we will repaint that. They found that the painters, when they were in there, they would paint, and the plaster dust, they wouldn't remove the plaster dust. and the paint wouldn't adhere to the wall. The engineer found that pretty quick. So they'll be readjusting their stuff to do that. So we are on the right way on the county judge's office. They'll have to bounce back to the elections and review some things.
Okay.
We had a leak in the third floor. That's been repaired. We left the scuffer in the gutter too high. So when we did get that little bitty rain, it pushed it all back into the third floor stairwell. So they fixed that yesterday. That's the good thing about still being in construction, they gotta fix it. So that, we're moving right along, we're ahead of schedule on the courthouse until the engineer comes and starts ripping paint off the wall. So, but I'd rather her do it, and they know they gotta adjust that. So, we're getting it, take time with that. The law enforcement center, I wanna make one thing clear that I said last Commissioner's Court, of hodgepodge stuff. It is not due to the AC people, that big state, that are currently doing our air conditioning HVAC over there. It has been a hodgepodge for many years. And we are building a relationship with Big State, the maintenance department, and how we're gonna take it over October 1st if the budget passes, how we run our stuff. We had a meeting yesterday about that. We have run into some snafus about the HVAC system and our control systems, but we are working through them. We're probably gonna have to we're trying one and one unit only, a variable fan drive on one unit, to see if it will control some of the humidity in that main area where we're having humidity issues. We have found other problems, but that's to be dealt with when maintenance takes the jail if the budget passes. New Justice Center. They, as we speak, are unloading the big air handlers that goes in the mezzanines right now. They will be roofing within 2 weeks. The HVAC units have come in. They are on site. I believe that is their deal. They want to get them up off the ground and on the mezzanine this week. I gave you a packet earlier. This is things that we need to talk about a little bit. Michael, the first packet that I gave you is Michael Lloyd. He has a COVID package that he's introducing to us that needs to be talked to through the Commissioner's Court. It is the first one on the first page. It'd be this one right here. That is to put sneeze guards up in them offices. I'm not here to get approval. I'm here to just make you aware that I will be coming back if this is what you guys want me to do. I have to get approval from you guys, and I will tell you mine as we go down this. Sneeze guards wasn't a thing when we went through the design of the building. We have put them in most of our buildings now. I don't know where you stop with it, guys. I mean, this is tax assessors, county clerks, district clerk, and JP. What about the courts? Are we gonna do it there? I mean, is this something we wanna take a look after we get it built? Or do we wanna just go through, that's something you guys are gonna have to decide. I'm not looking for an answer today, I've showed you some things. They don't have a cost, when I get a cost back to it, we can readdress that. Is there any questions on that one? Okay. The second one is add UV lights in the air handlers. I will tell you this. UV lights help. It's the new trend in the maintenance world. Your maintenance manager was half on it until I put him in county clerks. It helps. It gets the bacteria before, and it only gets the bacteria coming through your air handling unit. That one I do have a cost for. Do I think we necessarily need them right now? If we're tight on money, this is something I can add on later down the road. Is it something we want to do right now while we're there? That's for you to tell me. But I do know they work, because I didn't bite into the trend until I put them in county clerks. I will warn you this, though. These lights, they're gonna put 5 in every unit. It is gonna cost, they have to be changed every year. It's gonna cost $2,000 to $3,000 every year just for light bulbs, UV light bulbs. This cost is $25,000 to $26,000 to do.
To install the units or change the light bulb?
So to install the unit, so they'll have to bring power to it, a whole different deal. To install these UV lights, it's gonna be $25,000 to $26,000 extra. Then what that brings on top of your yearly preventive maintenance, that's gonna be non-negotiable, because that's the cost of the light bulbs. It's gonna be $2,000 to $3,000 extra on preventive maintenance. Any other questions about that? The third thing is hand sanitizer mass stations at 3 main entrance. Each unit is $2,500. They are made by a local Houston area firm. They are a nice, tidy way to distribute hand sanitizers and PPE. Okay. I'm not with this, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it might be a nice unit, but now we add cost. We're stuck in the buy-in what fits this apparatus. We don't have the luxury to say, okay, Buckeye, that we have a negotiated price on everything. We don't have that luxury. We're tied into this company right here to match what they need. So that puts me, if David Lilly has a certain type of mask that he can get me, that might not fit in this machine. So we've spent $2,500 on an obsolete machine. My stands that I can make things for and place Kleenex, hand sanitizer, all comes from Buckeye, the product. I can retrofit that, and that's $150. That, in my opinion, you guys are gonna make the call, but in my opinion, that's not the way we need to go. And what happens we're talking April was our last goal for that building. In May or June, COVID is not heard of, I hope. We just paid $2,500 for an apparatus we're not using. So that's kind of my feelings. When I get the cost for sure, that's a for sure cost, 2,500, the UV lights. But I'm gonna bring this back to the court as a package. It's a COVID package, is what they're calling it. So we'll just, yes, ma'am.
Are there any products or services that can be purchased currently now that we agree upon at some point with COVID money that's been assigned for medical and public health? She's not in here, but I would ask that you research it.
I did.
Okay.
So no, because we can't get it done before December for one.
Mhm.
And two, it's in a new building, not a current building.
Okay.
But once we get these packages back and we know exactly the cost of everything, there is MJ told me there was a part that maybe we could do a mitigation grant off the COVID grant. Now, she's talking in auditor's terms, and I said when I get my packages complete, I would take it there and see, so when I bring it back, I can address that more to your likings.
So the stations we currently have are the stations that have been installed, they can't be retrofitted to fit?
Oh, no, no. The ones that we have done,
Uh-huh.
no.
So none of that can be purchased in advance?
Of the new building?
I mean, do we have to go, I'm just saying, when you're checking, would you please check to see that if, you know, this is gonna be fitted, I guess, to the building from the looks
Yes.
of it.
Yes.
But there may be options on how we could do that, so that's all I was referring to.
Right, right. But, so, you're gonna have to help me out here, Chad. So, going this way through PGAL, because they're under contract as the architect, they're not gonna let me come in and redesign what they've designed. I have to do that after the fact, because they're putting the PE stamp on it. Is that correct?
Well, architectural stuff.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, I'm still an engineer. We don't like architects, remember?
Well, we can visit some more on it, so I
Yeah,
can fully
so
understand what you're
that's
saying.
kind, they'll put the architect stamp on it, he's correct. So they won't let me come in and redesign. I'd like to, but they're not, because they're in contractual standing.
But we could request a different type or a
We
different.
can,
yeah.
yes, we can. But it's hard to, without seeing it, I can see it on the drawings. It's hard to see what it needs.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Any more questions?
No, I don't have any.
All right, so the next one is roadway design. I have talked to both building commissioners, and I've got both opinions about the proposed fee for PGAL to design and that. Chad and I are on the same, and Commissioner Cox. Commissioner Cox has had some concern about why this wasn't in the road bid. It's not typically done that way. We kind of did it different this time because we were waiting on the land swap. Typically, this would be your first cost, then you get a bid for the road, and then we will proceed. So we're kind of doing it backwards. We did the land swap, then we got the bid, and now we got the design. So we've already approved, excuse me, you have already approved the land swap, which is done. We've already, or is currently being done. We've already approved the money to build the road. So it was under Chad's guidance and my acceptance that I think we will go ahead and approve this because this is your first step that we should have been doing. So I'm gonna approve this unless there is any other concern about not approving this $27,450 for it's for architectural management, geotech boring and report, electrical, civil design and tech stop permitting, survey, and miscellaneous printing and permit fees. Is there any objections for me not approving that?
Does this come out of contingency funds? Or where would this fee?
Yes.
So, yes, it will.
Yeah, through,
It will come out of contingency funds.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be a popular guy if I say this, but I'm gonna say it. If we run short in our $12 million budget on the way it's calculated over on the judge's whiteboard behind his door, we have 400,000 in some, office furniture. This, now that we did the land swap and we've already, agreed to the cost of the road, this should be, if we're running short, should be, in my opinion, deducted out of furniture. Because this is a little bit more important than my desk. Not my desk, I'm taking it. I like mold stuff.
We'll find a desk.
We'll find a desk. Yeah. He'll find a desk for me.
And chairs if we need them.
So, I mean, if there isn't anything, Michael needs to get on this. I'm gonna approve it, but I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any objections through the court.
Well, you got your 2 days and.
I did. So that's about it. It was a long report today, but we had a lot of stuff going on. Any more questions? Great.
All right. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
We're now up to item number 7. Grimes County Assistant Auditor Mary Johnson, consider and approve the FY 2020 through 2021 C1 and C2 contracts for senior meals, attachment number 7. Good morning, Ms. Johnson.
Good morning.
I'll put it over in your hands if you'd like to explain.
This is the contract is the same as last year, there's really been no changes.
Okay. And the meals are still being figured at a rate of $6.54. And I did talk to Ms. Meese yesterday. We kind of went over it, and there are currently no changes to the meal plan for senior meals. Is there any remarks or comments?
If there's no comments, I move to approve the FY 2020-2021 C1 and C2 contracts for senior meals.
Second motion.
All right, thank you. We have a motion to approve the contract senior meals. Are there any further remarks on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson.
If I could,
Mm-hmm.
I have your original in my office, they're coming, still be coming to pick it up there.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have the original, but,
Are you signing it?
yeah, I can. I told Laura I could.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Is that maybe part of the motion, have you received them?
Okay, do I need to add that? Let me see what it's saying. Okay. Yes, please make that part of your motion if you don't mind, Commissioner Cox.
Yes, I make an amendment to the motion to approve the FY 2020-2021 C1 and C2 contracts for senior meals and provide for Commissioner Walker as signatory.
I'll second that amendment.
All right, thank you so much. We'll move on to item number 8. Grimes County Sheriff Department, Chief Todd Green, consider and take action to seek possible reimbursement for jail video cameras.
Good morning, Chief. Good to
Oh,
make it.
good morning.
Chief coming out here.
Just follow up the court, know we were having some sound issues, so if y'all can just make sure y'all speak up. Commissioner Walker, I believe you're doing fine, just so the rest of y'all know.
All right, Duncan. Thank you. Chief couldn't make it. He come down here last night, so they called me this morning.
All right.
Basically, we're wanting to get y'all's permission to accept the grant money if we qualify for the reimbursement on the standard plan modifications we made to the jail.
And I did talk to Chief Green yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank God I did. This is something we've already purchased.
Yes.
But they asked that they had monies left over.
Right.
And it's a possibility that we could recover some of the money that we've already spent. Is that
That's
correct?
Originally, we did qualify. They had money left. They changed the rules, and now our jail does qualify. Everything has already been paid for last year between the jail and IT. We split it. So there's no strings attached, as Mr. Cox has asked. We're just hoping to get some of the money back because the work has already been done and paid for.
So you're seeking approval to go out for the grant?
Yes, ma'am.
But, okay.
To reimburse money that's already been spent.
All right. But you don't have anything in hand, paperwork or anything? They just asked you submit what you did spend?
Yes.
And they would get back and tell you whether you would qualify for, and it just may be a distribution of the money from my understanding. It may not even be a grant. It may just be they distribute some of the money
That's
back.
what it sounds like. We've sent everything in. They didn't make us do any grant applications. They reviewed it. It looks like we're going to qualify. They already called to set up our direct deposit. So if one of Jason at TCJS approves, then they will send us money to be all approved.
Okay.
TCJS,
The Texas Commission on Jail Standards.
and it's through them as well?
Yes, sir.
Is that going to the general fund?
Cindy could tell you where they
Okay.
set up the direct deposit. They did
Okay.
that, I believe, Thursday of last week. They were contacted.
So,
Well, I'm-
County Attorney, do you see any problem with that at all? All right. Yeah. If there are no further comments, can I please get a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve, seek reimbursement with TCJS for the jail video cameras.
Second the motion.
All right. We have a motion on the floor to seek possible reimbursement for jail video cameras. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir.
Road and Bridge Engineer Harry Walker. Item number 9, consideration and possible approval of change order number 2 for the Champco on the FM 245 barn project. See attachment 9. Mr. Walker.
Good morning, everyone. This change order, total amount of $11,191.16 has to do with electrical work for the new maintenance barn. There's several items included in this. The major items, we made the decision on the electrical panels we were installing on the electrical rack to go ahead and set up to be able to plug in a generator. So we've got there's a separate panel that goes in for that, and there's a transfer switch so that if we lose power for an extended period of time, we can plug in one of the county's existing generators that's parked over at the sheriff's department and power these generators big enough they can power the entire facility there. The primary issue being able to power the fuel pumps so that if we have an extended power outage like this happened in the recent hurricane over Louisiana, we can continue to fuel the trucks and do what we need to do. In this case, because we already have the existing generators and they're able to power everything. We'll have communications, we'll have lights. We can continue to operate within the shop as well. But that was the biggest issue. Another part of it, we decided to go ahead and add some additional 220 volt outlets in the shop area. It required pulling additional wiring and setting up additional outlets. And then we made some changes in the lighting to add some security lights on the corners of the building, and also just some lights at the gates, so when people come in after dark, if they have been locked or locked up, they'll have some light to work with. Any questions?
If there are no questions, I move we approve the change order number 2 for Kempco on the FM 2445 Bourne project.
Second.
All right, we have a motion for the change order for change order number 2 for Chamco on the Bourne project. I do have some comments that I think should be also, you're going to be working from your current budget?
Yes, ma'am. When we originally bid the project, we budgeted a 5% contingency on this project. With this change order and the previous one, we'll still be within that contingency. Total, this change order is about 2.2%, I believe, of the total. And the previous one would bring us to about 4% change orders on the project. We also, I believe, we will end up with some credits here at the end. We had a number of cash allowances in the contract for purchase of things like the appliances for the break room. Contractor's still working through all that, but the preliminary list he's given me, we'll be getting some credits back on some of that. And then in the case of this particular change order, there's a companion credit for Mid-South because of some of the changes we made on the electrical panel. Ended up saving us some money on Mid-South's expenses. So I think we'll be all right overall.
All right, well, thank you so much for clarifying. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. And that motion came from Commissioner Dobianski, and who seconded? Okay. All right, we're up to item number 10, authorized road and bridge to go out for bids on the replacement of County Road 323 Bridge, EMP project.
323 is one of the EMP projects that we're committed to, the TxDOT and the bridge program. The EMP projects are equivalent matching project. Instead of paying TxDOT a matching share on their bridge replacements that they do for us, they allow us to do in-kind services on other bridges. So instead of writing them a check for our 10% or our 6% of the grant match, we'll go out and do an equivalent amount of work on another bridge. 323 is one of those. TxDOT came to us earlier this year and asked us to accelerate that project because of the condition of the bridge. So we went ahead and had plans prepared to go ahead and bid that and get that taken care of here.
Awesome. Well, is it just one location that you're going to do the exchange for?
This is just for that specific bridge on 323 at BCC.
Okay. All right. If there are no further questions, then I'd make the motion that we authorize Road and Bridge to go out for bid on the replacement of County Road 323 Bridge EMP project.
Second.
All right. We have the motion. Are there any further comments? If not, all of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Mr. Walker, you can move on to item number 11, consideration and possible approval of change order number 1 for the Glen Fuquay Incorporation on County Road 204 reconstruction project. See attachment 11.
This is actually a nice change order because it's a credit back to the county in the amount of $13,880, which is the result of some negotiations we had with the contractor on some design changes that actually facilitate his work and allow him to go through the project a little bit faster. Time is money, that saves him some money, and he's willing to share that savings with us.
Awesome.
They're actually, company has started the project, they'll be starting next week, not next week, on the 14th, the week after Labor Day. But this was something that, after the contract was awarded, we sat down and talked over the process being used in the contract and agreed to some changes that will facilitate the work.
Outstanding.
I move that we approve the change order number 1 for Glen Fuquay Incorporated on County Road 204 reconstruction project.
I second. All right, we have a motion to approve the change order for Glen Fuquay on County Road 204 reconstruction project. Are there any remarks or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. We're moving on to item number 12, take action to approve resolution authorizing Jim Bob Trent as signatory on the following GLO grant contracts. Number 1, GLO CDBG 2015 grant, 18403-000B112. Number 2, GLO CDBG 2016 grant, 19076033B868. Number 3, GLO CDBG Hurricane Harvey grant, 20065100 C273. Ooh, that's a lot. Right. In a mask.
This is a sort of a belt and suspenders thing. With the GLO grants, we have signatory cards on file with them. With the appointment of Mr. Trant as the new county treasurer, those signatory cards need to be changed. Mary Johnson is working on getting that implemented. But they also asked if we could have a motion specifically authorizing Mr. Trant to sign on the GLO grants. What I would suggest is we could maybe simplify the motion and say sign on all current general land office grants. I did not include on the list the grant we have for the buyout program. So I think it just sort of all-inclusive language would be sufficient.
Okay.
There's no questions. I move to approve authorizing County Treasurer Jim Bob Trent as signatory on all GLO grants.
Second.
Did you mean to say current GLO?
Current GLO grant.
All right, and you seconded Commissioner Mallett? All right. Are there any further remarks or comments? If not, all of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving right along. We are up to item number 13, review and approve proposed 2021 holiday schedule. See attachment number 13. These are the proposed Grimes County 2021 holidays based on 120 approved hours. I think we've all reviewed them, so it's just a matter of approving today.
I would like to make a couple of notes. I did some research to the surrounding counties to determine if our holidays were in line with theirs, and what I found was that Grimes County provides for 15 holidays, which is more than any county around us. And I also noted that there was no reference on any of those, in any of those counties, to Confederate Heroes Day.
Mhm.
So I would like to strike Confederate Heroes Day on January the 18th
Okay.
from the proposed Grimes County holiday calendar.
Are there any comments? Or, all right.
Well, I guess on, was there a discussion, I guess, for, Christmas between Monday and Thursday, or did they have was it just something we planned? Did we have a committee or anything on that?
The judge made the changes and they're just proposed. The
Oh,
court can decide
I
if
didn't
that's
know if that's
what they want to
you
do.
know, if people would rather be off on Thursday, Friday versus that following Monday. I didn't know,
if I had my personal say, I'd rather be off after the holiday. You know, that's just me. If it's falling on, it actually falls on Saturday. So, Madam Auditor, do you have any remarks on that?
I'm kind of like you. I like to have a little time after Christmas to recuperate from all the cooking and activities.
Do all the other shopping.
Uh-huh.
It is up to the rest of you all what
I just
what
didn't know
anybody
if there was
decides.
if there was a preference.
Yes, but I am in agreement with Commissioner Cox. I've never seen Confederate Heroes Day observed, and did hear a little discussion about it last year on the calendar. I also would like to see that removed. So that's just my thoughts. Well, would you entertain a
Yes, if
motion?
there's no other questions or discussions, I move that we approve the proposed 2021 holiday schedule and remove the reference of Confederate Heroes Day.
Second.
All right. We have a motion to approve the proposed 2021 holiday schedule, removing Confederate Heroes Day and observing Monday, December 27th for the Christmas holiday. All of those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. We're going to move on to item number 14, discuss and take action on items related to the Coronavirus Relief Fund. Ms. Mary Johnson, thank you.
I have nothing new to report. Do y'all have any questions, comments for me, anything I need to work on?
Not at this particular time. Did you ever hear back from any of the other school districts?
I've got one more request.
One more request? All right, all right. Well, we look forward to being able to help them if possible. Go ahead.
We hadn't received any news of any disqualified items yet.
No, I sent about 150 pages of documents up to them as our first filing, not last week, but the prior week. So I haven't seen any schedule on when we're going to start all that review. But it takes time.
Gotcha. Thank you.
But we're not actually spending any more in 4, 5, and 6, but for medical and public health and payroll.
At this time, I mean, I think we have a little wiggle room in 4, 5, 6, I mean, small purchases, a lot of hand sanitizer, that kind of stuff. We want to just be cautious. We're at that kind of break-even point, so I
Okay.
just think we need to be cautious on 4, 5, and 6 until we get a little more 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank
I mean,
you.
We do know some 1, 2, 3s are coming down the pipe, so.
Mhm. All right, we appreciate you, Ms. Johnson.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 15. There is no action to be taken on item number 14. regarding, consider and take action regarding the burn ban or authorize the county judge's signature. I do see Mr. Lilly.
Yes, ma'am.
If you could come to the podium, please.
I would recommend we take no action at this time. The reason I say this is that we have not had really hardly any rain since it was put in place, the previous week ago Friday. And I have noticed that there have not been a significant number of burn ban violation calls on the fire departments, but it's been kind of steady. So, but for the most part, it looks like our citizens are complying with the burn ban this time around. And I applaud the public for that they're taking note of that and the reason why we put it in place. But for now, I think it's probably prudent for us to continue carrying it forward a little longer.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lilly. At this time, I would suggest that we take no action and to leave the burn ban in effect for now. Is there any other comments or remarks? All right. Then there is no action to be taken on that item. The burn ban is still currently in effect. Now, item number 16, receive any updates on the strategic plan. Do we have any updates? All right, awesome. We are now up to item number 17. Do I hear a
move we
motion?
adjourn.
All right, and I second. So we have a motion to adjourn. Is there any comments or discussions? If not, all of those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you very much.